Rose 9. I also am now not doing long form on Substack, so catch me at OnyxRose.net. That is my new home, where you'll find all my long content, my long form content. Um, I still do lives on Substack, so they also stream to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so on and so forth. I see that no one is in the chat today, and that's awesome. Because I can just talk away. Today's topic, funnily, it is kind of funny because yesterday Eggy Salad and I were supposed to go live, um, and the topic was gonna be mental health. Um, Very funny, and very not funny at the same time because I am in, what's concerned as a mental health crisis. I do have bipolar disorder, bipolar 1, and I do have bipolar 1 with mixed features. Um, so I'm in what's considered a mixed episode, um, which which for me means dysphoric mania. What that means is I have symptoms of mania with um, with a little bit of a little of the symptoms of depression, but it's really the mania part that starts to happen, and then things like hearing voices and seeing things, so like hallucinations and delusions. Um, I have both. Um, I am careful in what I say, to whom I say, so that I don't get thrown in the Grippy Socks hotel, because it is not a place that is set up for a trans person, a black trans person. Um, so I'm not, that is not a place I'm looking to go. Um, but and I really need Aggie Salad on here to tell about how this shit started popping off. But it seems like I don't know. I don't really know how it started. It may have started by me staying up later. I was staying up until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, my uh, Aggie, at one point, Aggie Salad said that I was becoming more aggressive. Um, and her and Mishmish had talked about it, and they had agreed that I was becoming more aggressive, um, and more agitated, um, so on and so forth. So really quickly, let's read the definition of dysphoric mania. Okay. So dysphoric mania, or bipolar disorder with mixed features, is a severe condition characterized by experiencing high energy symptoms of mania, or hypomania, alongside deep depressive symptoms simultaneously. So it affects roughly 40% of people with bipolar disorder. The state combines agitation and racing thoughts with intense irritability, sadness, and high suicide risk. So the racing thoughts, not gonna lie, I still have racing thoughts, but they've slowed a bit. What happened? So I have tabs in my brain, and this is gonna sound kinda crazy, but y'all know this is on Substack. "Hey, Lisa, this is on Substack, so I'm gonna, just say it. I have tabs in my brain, and those tabs, like, open or close. Um, and they open when they need to produce this kind of information, and they close when I don't need that information. Well, what happened is, like, all of my tabs started to open, and so it started to open, 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 and then all of a sudden, like, they opened all at the same time. And when they opened, it just it just overwhelmed me. The amount of noise going on in my head was extreme. Um, and then I, you know, and then I just, I, oh, there we go. And then I I um I crashed, and the crash was so heavy that hey Joe, thank you for joining. Hey Lisa, I did say hey Lisa already. And the crash was so heavy and so intense that yes, suicide was definitely on the table, but it was more suicidal ideation than like me and I should have trigger warned everybody. I'm sorry about that. Um, Give me just a moment, please. Uh, oh my God. Yes, trigger warning. Um, let's see. Uh, eh, yeah. So trigger warning. There was suicide. I had a plan, and I here's the thing. Anybody with bipolar disorder, at least in my estimation, and from the people I've talked to who have bipolar disorder, have a plan. Um, and that, they may not have a way to enact that plan, but there is a plan. And so I had a plan. I have a plan. I have a way to enact it. Should I choose, but I don't choose. Um, it's it's an intense thought, but it never gets to the point. Well, I mean, so it hasn't in a while. Gotten to the point where I feel like I need to take action. But the drop was so quick and so deep that after not sleeping after like going to sleep at like 2 or 3 in the morning and getting up at 5 or 6 or 7, and then I crashed and I slept for 18 hours out of 24. And that was all I could do was sleep. And I've slept so much over the last 48 hours. Um, what happened is I was taking one of my antipsychotics that I'm supposed to be taking. I found out that I don't remember the last time I took it. Hey, trajectory. I don't remember the last time I took it. It was pushed back into my medicine cabinet. And I have all my medicines lined up like boom, 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 boom. So I could just take them, pull them out every day and take them as I go. Because I take a lot of medication. It takes a lot of medication to keep me sane, um, and so I take a lot. This particular medication, I don't even remember the name of it. I want to say Abilify, but that's not it. Vraylar. Um, Vraylar is an antipsychotic. Um, and I wasn't taking it, and to be completely honest, I don't remember the last time I took it. That is a problem, and that was throwing me into this manic episode, which then became really dysphoric, which then mixed with delusions and some paranoia. Definitely a God complex. Like the delusions are, very like you can't tell me what to do. I own the world. I am the world, that kind of stuff. Really, really short in terms of anger or um, upset. um, really quick to jump on people who I think have said the wrong thing. Really quick to jump on people who I think are not. And I hate to say this because it sounds horrible, but not not gonna say not as smart as me, but not using their brain like they should. Um, so yeah, I I this is we were going to talk about bipolar disorder, and I, like yesterday just wasn't the day, But yeah, I have bipolar disorder. Um, let's see if there's something else here because I do have where it says like the symptoms. Symptoms. Let's see. Typical symptoms include intense irritability. So, yes. Extreme anxiety. So, yes. Racing thoughts. Yes. Like tabs, tabs, tabs. Like shit just open in my brain. Insomnia. Yeah. Hopelessness. Yeah. Now that's the depression side. I guess it could be the manic side too. Like because when you're that manic, that is what comes in your mind. Like it's like hopelessness. So like you get it on both the manic and the depressive side. Um, and high risk behaviors. Thankfully, I had hard drugs in my house because I probably would have done them. I don't. We don't have guns in the house, which is good. Um, like bipolar people should not have guns. I don't care what anybody says. That's just something I believe. Um, Episodes can last for 1 to 2 weeks. They can shift from day to day. They can shift throughout the day. Um, that is called rapid shifting or rapid cycling when they shift throughout the day or shift from day to day. Usually, what will happen is that the episode comes on and like really hits you in a week, and then starts to taper off. Unless and that's not the end of it because I had a manic episode that lasted 4 months recently. Um, the causes and risks, let's see. It's a form of bipolar disorder. So it's linked to family history, all that good stuff. Um, it's the combination of high energy and dark suicidal thoughts that does make a mixed episode particularly dangerous. Um, so yeah, you have to. I immediately had a psych visit. It was, I mean, it was the next day. Um, so yeah, I had a psych visit, and I have to see her again this week coming up. Today is Sunday, right? And today is Sunday. So yeah, I'll have to see her this week again coming up, and I'll probably have to see her the week after that. Until I get stable. Um, because I'm certainly not stable right now. Um, so let's see what else there is. Treatment, lithium. They say I take Depakote and have been taking Depakote. Like I said, the reason this happened is because I missed a particular medicine that I've been taking for a long time, and I missed taking it for a long time. So it's just going to take a couple of weeks, well, 3 to 4 weeks to get back in my system, and I should be good to go. Now, the trick is to keep me stable enough. Um, and when I say stable enough, I think we all understand what I mean. Alive enough to um and to make it out alive. Yeah, basically. And I'm trying to avoid the grippy socks hotel. So don't be like go to the hospital or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. Um, um so let me see. I'm trying to get down to um what it so in terms of Um, let's see. So, like, the paranoia always creeps in. The paranoia is like, is anybody watching me? Am I being, I hate to say studied, but like, like, is my brain being detected somewhere? Um, is there, are electronics humming at me, trying to talk to me? Um, like, almost like, I can feel the forces of nature all surrounding me, concentrating on me, speaking to me, um, you know, all that good stuff. Yes. Um, let's see. So it says how to get out of dysphoric mania. Know your triggers. Make a self management plan, which we have. Take practical steps, which we're doing. Look after yourself, which I'm doing in the sense that I'm not really going out anywhere. I don't have any major plans. Um, I'm just like, I've done a lot of sleeping recently. I'm trying to go to bed instead of at like 3, by 12, and oftentimes getting to bed around 11. Um, look after yourself, talk to people you trust. And there are several people I trust. Of course, I trust Aggie Salad. So I talk to her and Mish Mish, and, some other people who I'm not going to name, but they know who they are. So, there are people that I talk to that I trust, and they help me out. Um, peer support. Now, peer support is kind of a different thing. I don't have a lot of friends who have bipolar disorder, and I don't have a lot of friends who have bipolar one, with psychotic features. And that would be, I don't know, that would seem like a big old mess. It would be kind of fun to like have some friends like that, but to be completely honest, I just think that it would be, um, like a big old trauma dump, and that's okay. It's okay to trauma dump. That's how people with neurodivergence kind of work their way around things. That's how we talk. That's how we relate to the world and to our friendships and so on and so forth. Visit a recovery college. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm not going to any recovery college. That sounds like Grippy Socks Motel to me. So that I will not be doing. Um, so let's see. What does now? Of course, you can see now my eyes. I'm not like you can tell. Um, you can tell a you can tell a person with bipolar disorder if they're going through an episode by their eyes. Um, I- I'm looking at my eyes and I can tell. Um, I'm not going to give just y'all just look up bipolar eyes and then you'll be able to tell. Um, let's see. The definition of a dysphoric mood is consistently experience profound anguish and dissatisfaction. People who experience dysphoric moods can have symptoms like irritability, stress, aggression, and unhappiness. So it's kind of funny that I traded one dysphoria for the other, in the sense that I have trans dysphoria about my discongruence between my mind and my body. Um, and now it's just shifted. It hasn't just shifted; it's always been there. But it's like I'm getting more episodes for bipolar disorder. So the best medications. I take valproic acid, which is Depakote. I've taken Depakote since 2012 and have not missed one day or one pill. Um, I have a bunch of other um, things like you know, to start calling them all out would be crazy, but like panic disorder and things like that. So I take medications for that, and I take medications for this. I also have Crohn's disease, so I take medications for that. Um, the medication I take for Crohn's used to be a shot. It's not a shot anymore. It's a pill, and I am very happy about that. Because there was a point where I was having 3 shots a week, and that was not good. Even now, I hate getting shot with my EV, my estrogen. So I've been taking the pills, but I think starting tomorrow, we're going to get back on the shot. Because it's more effective. And I need to save my pills for a rainy day, just in case something happens and I can't get the EV anymore. Um, but yeah, lamotrigine or lamotrigine, I don't even know how you say it. It's called Lamictal. That's its brand name, generic name is lamotrigine. I'm taking that as well. Um, it uh, it helps, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess all of these are helping. I don't know. But so one of the things that being at home allows me to do, um, as opposed to being out in public. And this has to do with my ADHD and my bipolar, like all mixed together. Like just all my neurodiversities is that I like my stimming I can do whatever I want. So when I rub my face like that, I do it a lot, and there's a lot of stuff that I do that I can do at home that I feel comfortable doing here. That when I'm out in public, I have to calm it down a bit. You know, this is this is this is mental health. This is mental health. Like this is the easy part that you see right here, because I'm relatively well. I'm not stable. I'm relatively um, lucid. Let me put it to you like that. Um, there are times where I'm not. Um, there are times where I talk gibberish and just talk, and Egg is like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I have no clue." Um, there are times where, my thoughts just are going so fast that I don't know how to slow it down, and then I have a breakdown. I have meltdowns. Egg has meltdowns too. So we both know how to do each other, like help each other with meltdowns. Um, like so right now, the big thing that's going to happen is medication, medication and time, medication and time and sleep. And so, getting good sleep, going outside, like getting sun. I don't like to go outside get sun, but so I got to get some sun, like I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes of sun every day. Um, uh, shit, I don't know, sleep, and basically try and hold on until my medicine kicks in. I'm ready to do that. So, um, but yeah. That is the long and short of it for today. I really did want eggy salad on because we were gonna really break down mental disease and mental disorder, but uh, but things didn't work out like that. And I just got on as a little jump because I didn't even think I was going to. But I feel relatively normal right now. So even if so yes, I feel relatively normal right now. But you never know. You never know. This is good, so I can look at this later and see the things that I'm doing that are um, are uh, are are part of the crack up, as I would call it. Is I like to use that. I think it's uh, F. Scott Fitzgerald or Hemingway. I know one of them said it's the movable feast, and I understand that, but no, they're like I think it's the great crack up. I don't know if he said that about Zelda Fitzgerald, um, but like I feel that way about myself. Like when things like this happen, like I cracked the fuck up, and it's not like I'm cracking up like funny. I'm just cracking up, uh, and uh, so I'm holding on, and yeah. All right, y'all. Lisa, thanks. Joe, thanks. The trajectory, thanks. I'm gonna sign off right now, and we'll see y'all later. Bye bye.